start, huh? Yeah. Good morning. Oh, something here. I woke up thinking about this, and not good to wake up thinking about things. Good morning, children, caregivers, family members, friends, and others. My name is Dr. Vernon Brooks Carter. I'm the interim chair. I am a person of color, and my preferred pronouns are he, him, and his. I've been around a lot of undergraduates recently. I first would like to ask the graduating class of 2018 MSWs to please stand. That's, oh, good. Thank you very much. It's like, why won't they stand?
That was a test.
See, yes, I'm glad you didn't stand. Okay. Can the 2017 graduates please stand? They beat me to the punch because the next line was to give you a congratulatory applause, so excellent. Moving on. The 2017 remain standing but turn around and face someone or the many ones who have been there for you during your time as a student at UNH, and now say thank you. I can't hear you. All right, turn back around and please take your seats. Thank you. Okay, so I was asked to make a PSA, public service announcement. By the time you leave today, all of you will have be awarded your MSW hoods. It will be important whenever you talk about what you do and what your job is or what your profession is, you say, I'm a social worker. I'm a social worker and a fill in the blank, okay? You're a case manager, you're a family therapist, you're a youth worker, you're a nonprofit CEO, you're a community organizer, an analyst, a congressional person, addiction counselor, pediatric oncologist, a resident hall director, but you're a social worker. Be proud that you are a social worker. It is important to recognize and acknowledge the difficulties and challenges you and your families and friends have experienced during the last year, 2 years, 3 years, and in my case, when I was a student, 4+ years. All right. I do believe a significant percentage of the students in this room have passed through one of my classes. It truly has been a pleasure for me to have talked with you and learned from you about so many issues important to the field of social work. We are living in an incredibly interesting time. Some people might say depressing. Some people might say terrific. As I told some of my undergraduates, this is our time. This is social work time. I would be remiss not to mention, I was in this room 2 nights ago. It was filled with predominantly students of color who poignantly described experiencing moments of bias and being maltreated by many students and faculty on this campus. It is social workers who can be the folks who can facilitate very difficult conversations. That's you. This is our time. As many of you know, I'm very interested in working issues around Native Americans and American Indian, Alaska Native foster outcomes. So I recently went to a conference, the Rincon Tribal in San Diego. And while there, I was leaning over listening to people, and one person who's from Dulce, New Mexico said, we need social workers. We desperately need social workers. I said, what kind of social workers? You name them. They wanted you. And they also, if you're fly fisher, is that what it is, fly fishing? second best place in America. Somebody told me someplace in Montana is the best place. I don't know. This is our time. This is the time for you. And so my last piece is, I was getting my teeth cleaned the other day, and the dental hygienist, she's from Maine, and she was in Portland, and she said that she was working with a lot of folks from a homeless shelter. And she said it was the social workers who facilitated the transition to their clinic so they could get to, some people for the first time in their lives, get their teeth cleaned. And she goes, that's what she knew about social workers. So we are just in so many places. We are needed in so many places. People don't know it, how much they need us. By the time you leave here today, you will have your degree, and so many people will be looking for you, even if they don't know it yet. So keep your eyes and your minds open to opportunities, and know this is your time. Good luck. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. You can do better than that. There you go, that's better. I'm Interim Dean Carrie Moorhead, Dean of the Graduate School, and it's a fantastic pleasure for me to be here with all of you today. I was here the other night with Brooks as well, and so this is a very different celebration here, and different conversation. So I know for some of us it's a little interesting to change your gears this quickly and think about this celebration here, but I'm truly thrilled to be in this moment with all of you. I want to say a few words to the students. I meet you first at the beginning when you're coming in for orientation. Some of you might remember that over at the Alumni Center, right, where you're thinking, who is this Irish woman putting the fear of God into me? Because I sort of, for the parents, I do that you don't want to see me ever again. The next time you see me, it'll be at graduation when we're putting the hoods on, and that's the good news kind of routine. And then you want them to like you when you're done. You know, it's an interesting, and I'm not a social worker, so I don't have that skill set necessarily. So I look to my colleagues for that. But anyway, I want to say to the students, congratulations, we did it, right? We did it. But all joking aside, because you know that this is tongue in cheek, what I want you to do just for a moment is close your eyes. And think back on those days when you came here first and you didn't know anybody. And you had a dream in your heart to make the world a better place, to help people, to develop skills that you'd be able to leave with and get a job. For each one of you, those dreams in your heart were different. But as social workers, fundamentally, I think it's true that you all come here with the goal that you will leave and be in a position to make the world a better place. So as you think about that today, I would reflect on how far you've already come. You've had internships, you've had field experiences, you've had courses, discussions, you've thought through problems, case studies in papers, in group projects, you've done presentations on any manner of topic, all informed by research done in the field. And you've already come a long way from those first scary days over at the Alumni Center. And congratulations for that. Right? Congratulations for that. And then remember that this is, today technically it's a hooding, but tomorrow is a commencement, or next week is a commencement, and commencement means beginning. Right? So you're really starting now. But remember, you have already made a huge leap. You are not starting where you were 2 years ago, or however long ago that was. And take great comfort in that. The hard work has prepared you. The hard work has prepared you. Remember where you were when you got here and you were not confident necessarily that this was going to go the way you wanted it to go. You're probably having some of those same butterflies now. But then when you start thinking that, you think, well, look how far I've already come. And now I have all these friends, all these faculty, all of my family, all the people who love me that I can stand shoulder to shoulder with as I move forward. And I want you to take great confidence from that. I can't echo my colleague any louder. The world needs social workers now more than ever. And so for that, I am thrilled that you will be going out into a time when you know how much we need you. And so it's bittersweet for me to see you go. But we really want you to stay in touch and let us know what you're doing in the world. And we're very proud of how far you've come. And we know that this is just the beginning. Congratulations.
Hi there. I'm Ann Broussard. Wow, that's loud. Okay. Let me get into my cheat sheets here. Okay, I have cheat sheets. All right. I am Ann Broussard, and I'm Associate Dean of the College of Health and Human Services. On behalf of the college and of Dean Ferrara, I want to welcome all of you here today. It's a pleasure to be here, especially at an MSW Hooding. I joined the Department of Social Work in 2000, and for 15 years, I was in the department in a variety of roles, teaching every student who came through, because I taught 850, one of those first classes. And just over a year ago or so, I moved over to the dean's office. And I want to tell you, I use my social work skills every day. No matter where you end up, you will use them. One of my jobs is to meet with all the students that get in trouble. And lately there have been a lot of undergraduates getting in trouble for some reason. It's the sign of the times, maybe. And every day I use them. And I'm grateful that I have social work, because others in the office don't. And they kind of panic sometimes when the students come in. So it's great. All right, so I've been asked to say a few words, and I know that I'm one of the few things that's standing between you and getting your hood. So I am going to be brief and be gone. Graduate school is a time of great exploration. Many of you, maybe most of you, began your careers before you got here. Some of you probably continued to work right through your degree. So you were doing a job during the day away from campus, and then doing a job at night, hunching over your books, writing your papers, getting ready for class the next day. You came back in order to open doors that might not have opened without this degree. It does open a lot of doors, I will tell you that. And today, you're here to celebrate this long list of accomplishments, from hard work, dedication, perseverance, the courage to challenge yourself. I've got a list. I could go on forever. It feels good, doesn't it, to be here now, to know it's all behind you, and then you've got your hood in your hand, just ready to be put on you. But at the same time, I want you to remember that commencement is a beginning. It means to begin, or a start. And you are now starting. You're starting your life as an MSW social worker. And it'll be different in a lot of ways from what you've been doing already. Now you've got this expertise, and people will look to you and expect you to know things that they might not have expected you to know before. And the cool thing is, you will know. And if you don't know, you can say, give me time, I'll find out. And that's okay too. It's okay not to know the answers to the questions. Thomas Huxley, who was a biologist and an author, once said this: "The rung of a ladder was never meant to rest upon, but only to hold your foot long enough to enable you to put the other foot somewhat higher." You graduates have been privileged to have this group of outstanding faculty, many of whom are sitting here, to help you go up a couple of rungs on that ladder. I want you to celebrate every rung. Once you get out of here, you keep going up the ladder, and you should celebrate. And remember that we're here and we're supporting you. The College of Health and Human Services will always be here for you, and we'll be wishing you well along the steps of the ladder, even if we don't know what those steps are. After commencement, your faculty will want to hear from you, because they know that the sign of a good teacher is to have a student who's better than they are. And so they'll want to know what you're doing on each step of the ladder. Keep in touch. Friend them on LinkedIn if you haven't already. Call them, write them emails, just let them know what you're doing. And if you're ever in town, please drop in and see them. Come and see me too, I'm over in Hewitt. And you can always come and see me. They'll they'll use your expertise. I can guarantee you that. They've probably been telling you that already, but it'll only be a couple of years before they might invite you to teach a class. And you'll get to teach the students who are where you are now or where you have been. They might ask you to be a supervisor. If you're somewhere they never lose track of you if you're working in New Hampshire. You'll be a supervisor and they'll track you down and hope that you'll supervise some of your colleagues, bring them up to where you are. They might ask you to come in and serve on a panel for undergraduates to let them know what it's like to be a master's. We are proud of you. We're so proud of each and every one of you. And it's always bittersweet to have you here, so happy, ready to go. We almost wish we could keep you here a little longer, but I know that's not what you want. I'm from Texas, and in Texas we have this saying that we say whenever anybody leaves, whether they're leaving a party or they've just been to dinner at your house, or even if they just stopped by and you were out in the yard working on the yard. I know you've heard it before, and we really do say it. In fact, there are a couple things we say. We might say, bless your heart, but we always say, y'all come back now. Thank you.
I did come yesterday to make sure I could see over the podium, so this works out great. Wow. As an alumni of this program turned faculty member, I have such great respect and admiration for all of you. I've seen firsthand the commitment and sacrifices that you have made to accomplish your master's in social work. Whether it was pulling an all-nighter to finish that policy paper, missing a vacation to finish your research homework, or time away from your family for that last process recording. You made the choice to persevere and make it to the finish line. But as you all know, this is not the end, but just the beginning of your journey of taking a stand and being a strong advocate for your most vulnerable clients in your community. Whether it is a veteran struggling with PTSD, a young family with limited resources, or a teen struggling with addiction, always remember that you have the knowledge, the clinical skills, and most importantly, the empathy to make a difference, to make your community and world a better place. No matter where you go and whatever challenges you face, you have a very strong foundation that has been built here at UNH. Through the wisdom and hearts of your amazing faculty members up here on this stage, a faculty that have worked so hard to set you up for success. Because of that, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge all of you up here and to truly say thank you. Awesome. And that is another great example of our MSWs being loud and proud. A few weeks back, I asked the faculty to share with me what were one or two things they hope you would take with you on your journey as a social worker. Here are some of the responses. Of course, we'll start with the research sequence because we all know how much you loved your research classes. Always remember to ask yourself the questions. What are the outcomes that you want for your clients? What does the research literature say about what works for those outcomes? And how do you measure the data to make sure they achieve the outcomes? Never forget you're critical consumers of research because it is your ethical responsibility to clients. Other professors shared, always remember the client is the expert in their life, and at the end of the day, it is the relationship that matters. That it is really okay to not have the answer, and that you gain more trust if you say you will find out and get back to them. Mistakes are bound to happen and offer great learning opportunities. It is really important to find a good supervisor, mentor, and peer support group. Always remember the skills of good interviewing and listening will serve you well, no matter what you do. Another faculty member shared that on your journey, you are inherently wired for attachment and connection. You are most human when you actively explore how to nourish healthy connections. When you are your authentic self to your family, community, and to something sacred beyond you, then you will enhance your own well-being and be a source of strength and healing for others. Never forget who you are and why you chose to be a social worker. In conclusion, here's the one thing I hope you remember on your journey as a social worker. It was originally stated by Winston Churchill, most recently in a Supreme Court brief, and became a famous line in one of my 12-year-old son's favorite movies, Spider-Man. In the movie, Spider-Man is reminded that with great power comes great responsibility. My 12-year-old always jokes after I remind him of that line, no pressure, right, Mom? We all know in this room today, and you've heard it up on the stage, the incredible responsibility and pressure that we have as social workers in this time. To be a force for good, to use our supervisors, or our superpowers and our supervisors, that being our knowledge, our skills, and an unwavering commitment to stand up for the injustices and to make what is wrong right. I hope you never forget just how amazing you all are and to use your superpowers with empathy and humility, because with that, you will change people's lives and leave the world better than when you found it. Thank you, class of 2017.
Good morning. Okay. Finding out that I would be the student speaker for the online program, I thought to myself, easy, no problem, I got this. Then they told me I had 2 to 5 minutes to speak, and I said, clearly the graduation staff never had to sit through one of my Zoom presentations. So I thought to myself, how can I share our experience as an online student and inspire my fellow graduates in just 2 to 5 minutes? I'll talk about tacos. See, much like a taco, we all started this journey with a foundation. Some of our foundations were hard shells, others were soft, but most of us started as a big old taco bowl, ready and able to accept anything and everything that might have been tossed our way. Our foundations and our taco shells were built through life experiences, through past education, values instilled in us at a very young age, and our core beliefs. We came together, shared these ideas, and challenged each other. We learned to always widen our lens to find a solution to any problem that we encountered. We gained knowledge about evidence-based interventions. We practiced them, wrote 1 million process recordings about them. We practiced advocacy skills and fought back against oppression, while also finding our own strength when faced with a crisis. We shared our successes and acknowledged our areas of continued improvement. But most importantly, we never gave up and we always tried again. This is how we started to add fillings to our taco. But sometimes tacos fall apart. For the past 2 years, we have celebrated big moments together, births, engagements, weddings, and new homes, but we also held each other up through the difficult times like surgeries, research papers, and sadly, the loss of our loved ones who would be so proud of us here today. I want to give some background to an online Zoom session for those of you who might not have experienced one. A Zoom session is essentially a virtual classroom. Everyone has a microphone, everyone has a camera, and everyone is fixing their hair. Because you never really know what you look like until your face is blown up on a computer screen. But these Zoom sessions did something. They were so important because they allowed us to connect in a way that I never thought possible. Each week we arrived to class hungry, exhausted, stressed, but mostly hungry. And as soon as we arrived, we were rejuvenated by each other for another week. My favorite Zoom session was a 2-hour Zoom session on a bright and early Saturday morning. We just finished our first hour of class, and we were told to take 5. During this time, our professor left, and we sat there talking to each other about how awesome online programming was, because we didn't have to wear undergarments. Our professor joined us shortly after and said ever so casually, "Oh, I forgot that this is still recording, so we can just resume." Red faces and giant belly laughs. This was our cohort's bonding session. Week after week, though, these sessions reminded us that we weren't alone and we would get through this together. And what's a graduation speech without thanking the people who helped make this day possible? To all of our professors at UNH, thank you for reading our emails that we sent at midnight, the night before the assignment was due, and not judging how incoherent, sleepy, and flustered we sounded, but instead meeting us with a helpful response and always ending the email with the phrase, "You're going to get through this." Thank you for teaching us the importance of self-care and helping us understand that the best gift that we can give ourselves and future clients is a healthy self. And thank you for inspiring us to remain open to new opportunities, professional development, and personal reflection. On behalf of the graduating class, thank you most of all for your dedication and your personal commitment to the success of the online social work program. To our families, for the past 28 months, you have joined us on this journey as our partners. You used words like, "We'll get through this together," "How can I help?" to let us know that we were not alone. When we underestimated the commitment of an internship, you added responsibilities to your plate to help lessen our load. You ate many questionable crock-pot meals because we didn't have time to make real food. And you gave everything that you could to help us through when we just didn't think we could go any further. Day by day, not much seemed to change. We got into a routine and we survived. It's not until we look back over the last 2 years that we realize how many soccer games, birthday parties, barbecues, and bedtime stories that we missed. As much as we felt the sacrifice, we know our families felt it more. Today we're being celebrated for our accomplishment, but in reality, it is each of you that deserve to be celebrated. Lastly, to my fellow graduates, Maya Angelou once said, "Every journey begins with a single step." Today, as we take our first step into our new role as a social worker, I encourage you to take a minute right now to remember this feeling. This accomplishment is great, and it's something that you earned. Never lose sight of your why as you advance through your career. We've taken the best and worst ingredients during this time, mixed them together, and made one of the most amazing taco recipes ever. Our shells held us up, the fillings held us together, and now we are ready to nourish those who need it the most. Congratulations.
That was the fabulous Amanda D'Souza, the online class rep. I'm not used to doing this. And so the next speaker will be Nicole Bates.
Good morning. First, I don't know what I could say that hasn't already been said, but I'm gonna try to wrap it up here for us. I was told yesterday that this speech sounds like me, but I'm gonna try to not speak as fast as I normally do, as most of you know. First, I would like to say thank you to all the friends, family, and loved ones that are here, as well as those who were not able to attend. While my fellow graduates and I have worked tirelessly over the past few years, we would have not made it to this point without all of you. You have provided us with patience at our most trying times and surrounded us with kindness when we were not able to be kind to ourselves. There have been moments when we did not come to bed until 2 a.m. because we were reading for class, when we fell asleep right after dinner due to a long day of internship, classes, and work, or when we had to miss an event due to deadlines. But through it all, you were there, and we made it because of your support, so thank you. I also want to thank our faculty, without whom we would still be sitting at our computers trying to find the right APA citation, or trying to finish our data analyses for stats. You have bestowed upon us wisdom and knowledge and molded us into confident and caring social workers. I never expected to create such personal relationships with faculty at a university this size, but I found connections that will last a lifetime. Thank you for your guidance and support. To my classmates, I'll admit, I am happy to be done writing process recordings, but I have difficulty being excited about ending this program. It is bittersweet at best to leave a community of people united by the same passion. At times when I felt run down, you not only kept me going, but you invigorated my spirit. We have laughed and cried together, and in so many ways we have become a family. So thank you, because I would not be here today if it wasn't for all of you. Okay, so graduates, now is probably a good time to remind you and myself that, guess what? We made it. Right? Okay. No, you have not fallen asleep while writing your final policy paper or while reading your third journal article of the night. You're here. You have accomplished greatness already, and you will continue to do so. At the NASW Social Work Celebration in March, the CEO, Dr. Angelo McLean, said social workers do not give themselves enough credit. They usually say, "Oh no, it wasn't just me," or "Oh, that wasn't a big deal." I will tell you now, you did it, and this is a big deal. Now, I'm not saying go around thinking you know everything or you're done learning. We all know we're never done. But I am saying take a moment. Think about the work you have put in, the lives you have touched, and the commitment that you have made to helping others. Speak to yourself how you would speak to your clients. Think strengths-based. You have shown perseverance and dedication as students and as interns. You are change agents. You are empathetic listeners. You are social workers. Celebrate yourselves. Once you have taken that time, it's important to remember why you were in the field. One of the only things I remember from the speeches at my high school graduation is the mayor saying, "You won't remember what anybody says up here today." And honestly, he's right, because that's all I remember. But I'm here to tell you, it's okay if you don't remember what any of us say, but it is important to remember how you feel. Right now, we are fresh, filled with passion and new ideas, filled with love for this profession, ready to take on challenges and advocate for our clients. Remember this feeling, not just in 1 year when licensure still seems far away, or in 5 years when you change positions or agencies, or in 10 years when you realize a new interest and decide to change your focus. Take care of yourselves. Nurture your enthusiasm, and remember how you felt on this day, moving forward as new social workers ready to change the world. Though I have mixed emotions about finishing this program, I am ecstatic to start this next chapter and realize a dream that I have had for more than 10 years. While I hope that we all remember how we feel now, I also hope we grow and change and go forth and make a difference. Take the knowledge you have gained and the experiences you have had and use them to revitalize communities, to empower clients, and to advocate for the rights of others. Amy Poehler once said, "Take your risks now. As you grow older, you become more fearful and less flexible. Limit your always and your nevers. Continue to share your heart with people, even if it's been broken. So this is the time to make your mark and to effect change. As we've heard many times in class, you are not just a social worker. You are a social worker, and that is an amazing thing. So good luck, class of 2017, and thank you."
Okay, it's time. Would folks line up according to their advisor that's in the program? So would my advisees come up on this side, please?
Oh, right. That's true. You're going to get help. Okay. All right. Christina Bean. Always an adventure. You will see many. Taylor Chadwick. Megan Craig. Alyssa Frechette. Rebecca Haskell. Camille Smith.
Could Melissa Wells and Kim Kelsey's advisees come over here? Kelly Higgins. Sam Nolan. Emily Compton. Sandy Decato. Amy Wales. Alejandra Saint Germain. Could Lee Posey Rush and Brian Miller's advisees come over? Holly McIntyre. Erica Rowe. Austin Duke. Brianna McLaughlin. Sarah Shank. And this is Anita Tucker's, but Brian, if you could do this. Kaylin Griffith. Could Vernon Brooks Carter and Corey Morton's advisees please come up? Molly Valencourt. Jennifer Bishop Saucier. Jennifer Carr. Britta Ekdahl. Jennifer Rydeen. Casey Shaw. Will Loosenhops and Susan Lords, advisees, please come here. Mackenzie Adele. Danielle Baker. Nicole Bates. Christina Leduc. Catherine Cox. Caroline Young. Raya Forbes Zaremba. Ariel Marquis. And would all of our online graduates please line up? Okay. Jody Adwatkar. Joanne Beck. Melissa Brogna. Oh, gee. Victoria Chase. Kelly Shadeli. Leah Kumo. Nina DeMarco. Amanda De Sousa. Elise De Guglielmo. Angelica Diane. Jennifer Duplessis. Mayumi Kimura. Kelly McDonald. Skylar McKenzie. Nicole Mank. Catherine Medina. Michaela Morris. Erica Prino. Angela Romano. Adrian Sovakul. Valerie Tolios. Jamie Vandervelden. Amanda Visali. Erica Wheeler. And Jessica Woodward.
And now, our closing speaker, one of our alum, Karen Ferrari.
Wow. It is such an honor to be standing here
doing the closing remarks for this amazing class, but it is also really bittersweet. I was given about 5 minutes for this speech, which, to be honest, felt like a pretty impossible task. I thought, how can I ever capture all that you've been through and all that you've learned in just 5 minutes? I thought, how can I ever summarize the challenges, the successes, the number of papers, process recordings, role plays, the fears, the tears, the joys, the stress, the challenges, the friendships, or the impact that this special group of students, now our colleagues, has had on me, the department, the university, each other, and their clients. And then it hit me. They gave me 5 minutes because at this point in the ceremony, hearts are pounding, minds are racing, and we are all both joyfully and sadly aware that you are just moments away of walking through those doors. Moments away from continuing your dreams of changing the world, one person, one system, one community, and one life at a time. For the next few minutes, however, while I can still tell you what to do, I'd like you all to pause, to breathe, and to reflect. Reflect on who you were when you started this journey. And perhaps more importantly, remember why you chose this profession. You may have chosen social work because at some point in your life, an MSW made a difference for you, your family, a friend, or you may have chosen this profession because you want to be the one making that difference. No matter what the reasons, they are important to remember because these reasons will be your guide, your anchor, and these reasons will sustain you. Many of you have expressed fears and uncertainties about what lies ahead. But regardless of these fears and uncertainties, you are more than ready. You were born to do this, and you have always had exactly what you need. This chapter, the chapter that we're calling graduate school, was simply a guide to help you hone and amplify your skills and talents. Interestingly, the profession of social work closely mirrors a journey or chapter that you are about to close. You see, a day in the life of a social worker, a day in the life of a graduate student can be both painful and rewarding, just like the day in the life of an MSW. Being a graduate student has caused many sleepless nights as you wonder if you'd be able to get your paper done in class. Being an MSW may also leave you with some sleepless nights as you wonder if you've done enough for your clients. As a graduate student, you didn't have time to wade through the mounds of articles that were a required part of your coursework. As an MSW, you will often not have enough time to wade through the mounds of paperwork that awaits you at day end. So you see, you are ready, and you will excel, and I know this. I know this because over the past couple of years, I've had the privilege and honor of getting to know you and of witnessing the compassion, vulnerability, empathy, and love that lives inside of each one of you. And importantly, I have had the privilege and honor of bearing witness to the same compassion, vulnerability, empathy, and love that you brought to your clients. Thank you for sharing so much of yourselves with us and with each other. Being able to witness your growth be challenged by your wisdom and curiosity has brought all of us on this stage countless rewards. You have taught us much. We will miss you, but we know that you will be doing exactly what you were meant to do. In closing, I leave you with this quote. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or from some other time. You are the ones we are waiting for. You are the change that we seek. Thank you and congratulations.
And with that, this morning I was thinking, like, how do I end this, you know? And I thought, free at last, free at last. And then I was trying to insert your own belief of Bible, because MLK says, thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. But you could do whatever you want to do. So that's it, folks.